Girls love Beyonce. Girls love to fuck with your conscience. Girls hate when niggas go.
Alright. Ma! What's poppin'? It's your girl Custom Zai back with another video. And disclaimer, because I just realized I got on this sweatshirt that I was wearing in a video not too long ago. Let me show y'all something. See this right here? You see that right there? Yeah. I got one of them. And that. So, back to the video. Today, we are about to be talking about 8 reasons why you should go to art school. I personally dealt with debating about this before I decided to go to college or whatever. I mean, I always knew that I was gonna go to college. Like, it was just, yeah. But I wasn't sure if it was the right decision to go to an art school versus like a liberal arts college. First of all, let me just explain the difference in that real quick for the ones who don't know. Art school is basically like what it sounds like. It's a school for the arts, just for the arts, specifically for the arts. Any class that they have you take is going to be art related. Even if they do have you take like a math class, they're going to try to relate it back to art. And that's another thing that I want to say, because a lot of people don't know that as well. When you go to an art school, well, at least the one that I go to, I'm pretty sure it's like that at all of them, you still have to take certain liberal arts courses like math, reading, science, history, all that type of stuff. The difference is they're going to be like science for the arts, or like math for the arts, art history. Like, it's going to be still art related. So yeah, but an art school is specifically for the arts, and a liberal arts school is like any regular college, university, whatever. And they might offer an art major, but the whole school is not like an art school. Got it? Boom. So I'm about to tell you why you should go to an art school if you are debating, and I'm gonna just share like my experience with each reason. So it might have like some cons to it, but that's for you to decide. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, while I'm doing this, I'm going to be working on my drawing that I'm currently working on, a part of my series right now. The first reason you should go to art school is to network. I know a lot of people say this about like just college in general, like you should go just to network or whatever. But it really is true. Like, when you actually get there, you'll see like how many people you never even would have came across if it wasn't for school. And not even just people, but like places, experiences, conversations, like literally every little interaction you have with somebody could mean something in the future. Again, that's just like with life in general, college in general, like any experience you have, you should just kind of try to just take the opportunity and put it in your back pocket as much as possible. Like, any part of it that's useful to you, you should keep it in mind. Just, yeah, like, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have to, like, I don't know, just be thinking about how you can basically use people the whole time. But that's basically what you want to do. Because, like, imagine you're, like, in class with somebody and you guys have, like, the same, like, business idea. Or you have the same, like, overall direction y'all are trying to go when y'all graduate. Y'all could definitely collab, like, straight out of school and help each other out in all types of ways. So, yeah. I feel like that's an important part of going to art school that you should definitely consider when you're trying to decide if you should go or not. Like, yeah, just, and then especially with like the art field in itself is really competitive, and it's hard to find, it's hard to network, it's hard to like really get locked in with people, because a lot of the times people can be very competitive. I mean, it is a competitive field, but the people don't have to be like that too. Like, the industry is already like that. So I just feel like the artists should help each other eat as much as possible, because the more one of us eat, we all going to eat. Like, if it's a certain crop of artists who are they have all the connections, they have the audience, they have everything that the artists coming up would need, they should help them. Because then after they help them come up, you never know what they're going to produce that could turn back around and benefit them. So like, this, like, I don't know, like, I just feel like a lot of artists be having a crabs in a barrel mindset. Like, why do you feel like if this person is doing as well as you just, like, that's just unacceptable? Like, that's creating more opportunities for yourself. You investing in your own field of work, it's gonna pay itself back. That's just common sense. Like, what the fuck? It's all about contribution. And yeah, contribution, investment, paying it back, and just not being an asshole. But that just got, like, kind of off topic. But yeah, networking is an important part of going to an art school and just finding people, having those conversations, being in those rooms. And yeah, so the next reason that I would say you should go to art school is exposure. So this basically kind of is in the same field as like networking. Like, you are going to have the opportunity to be in front of people that you normally would not if you weren't in school. Like, you wouldn't just be placed in these like situations where you're literally in rooms with people who you want to make an impression on. Like, for an example, my school often does like well, not often, but they have like a career fair or whatever, and then like outside of that they just have a bunch of events where like reps from Disney will come in, or like reps from other like bigger animation studios, illustration studios, stuff like that will come in and like just, talk to people, maybe get one-on-ones with people, and just really give you a lot of insight towards like what you should be doing to lead up to, getting in certain positions. And like, they could give you feedback on your portfolio. They could just look at your work in general. Like, that type of stuff is exposure. Like, you should try to leave as much as an impact on as much people as possible. So being in art school really does give you like a good amount of exposure to the right people and the right, like I said, conversations and events, to where it's beneficial to you to go, like, to be there, to have that opportunity for people to know your name just off the strength of you being at that school. Like, so yeah, I would say another reason to go to art school is to just get exposure as an artist. The next one is getting better technique. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, so a lot of people, not a lot, but some people get to like art school or whatever, and they're like, I already know all of this stuff. Like, I'm already good, already like have this skill. I've been doing this, that, and the third. Like, I don't really need to learn this. Like, sometimes when you get in certain art classes, or just, situations where it's like art education, and you feel like you've already like surpassed that lesson per se, or just like you feel like you don't really need what the instructor is talking about, or maybe it's difficult to you in reality, so you're just like, I'm not gonna fuck with it at all. That's a very that's a hindering mindset to have when you're trying to grow as an artist and even grow your skill as an artist. you should never feel like you're done. Like, you should never feel like there's nothing else for you to learn. You should never feel like you've like gotten to a point where like you're just a master. Don't get me wrong, there are masters. There are masters. But if you're considering going to art school, you're probably not one yet. So you should most definitely just take everything in, take the techniques in, take the, like take the knowledge in. Like, never feel like you're done learning, or like there's nothing else for you to learn, there's nothing else for you to improve on, because trust me, there is. And I have been in the situation where it's like, I hate this, I'm never going to touch it. Like with Photoshop, for example, when I first got into art school, I didn't touch digital. Like, I didn't do anything digital, really. Yeah, I didn't touch digital, like, when I first started art school. And then when I started learning about it and, like, just playing around in it, I effing hated it. I still wasn't messing with it. I didn't really want to work in it, and I just kind of made up my mind silently that I just didn't have to worry about it, because I wouldn't take a job that wanted me to do digital anyway, or like, just, yeah, I just decided I just wasn't gonna deal with it, so it didn't matter. Me like learning it didn't matter. But then I came to the realization that not only is it just like good for you to know how to do certain things just for you, like literally for you, for your benefit. Like, you're not hurting anybody but yourself by not learning how to do something. Like, or just, rejecting information. You're not hurting anybody but you, because you're remaining ignorant in that sense. So you might as well just learn. Like, just learn. It sounds easier than what it is, but in the end, you're gonna be better off learning something rather than just trying to get away from it, because it might be a little difficult for you at first, or you just wholeheartedly feel like you're not going to need it. You might not need it. You might not ever really need it, to be honest, but at least you know how to do it. And at least if you did need it, you know how to do it. And you're paying money to be there anyway, so you might as well learn as much as possible. Like, that's just the fact of it. But yeah, definitely that's something to consider. No matter what skill level you're on, like, whether you feel like you just the hardest in the game, or you just know for sure that you have more that you need to work on, getting better technique is definitely a benefit to going to art school. Next one is credibility. Now, this one, this kind of gets into like the technical aspect of furthering your education. The conversation you will have with someone who wants to be self-employed is not the same conversation that you will have someone who wants to maybe get hired to a bigger company or something of that nature. But this can apply to both, because me personally, like I've expressed several times on this channel, I'm a business owner. I want to own several businesses. I want to be self-employed full-time, like, just, yeah, making money with my art, off my art, surrounded by my art, my brand, my businesses. But when you say like having a degree gives you credibility, like in a sense where it makes you look better to people trying to hire you or whatever, like companies trying to hire you for people who want to work for a bigger company, it also makes you look better to like clients when you are working for yourself. So even when you are a freelance artist and you just kind of like, you work for yourself, but in a sense, you do work for the client as well. And when they look at like your credentials, when they look at your CV, your resume, or whatever you want to call it, they can most definitely see that degree and be like, okay, yeah, like they know what they're doing. They have this many years of learning experience. They've probably done projects similar to this to, like, you know, get the feel for the real environment or whatever. Like, and then at the same time, they could also have a sense of empathy with you, because they might be like, yeah, like, this might be their first, like, major gig out of school. So let me just kind of, you know, like, work with them a little bit. I don't know. It's a lot of different ways that you could imagine imagine having a degree just kind of giving you an edge compared to other people who are maybe doing the same thing as you. Like, they know for a fact that you are technically trained. Like, you're not just a random person trying to do art for money. And there are a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people who do what we do, but they not like us. They're just regular people who just, they saw the bag in doing art and jumped on it, but in all actuality, their heart is not in it. It's not really a passion for them. It's not something that they even much enjoy, but it's just a bag for them. And you having a degree can set you apart from them, because not only do you actually have a passion for it, not only is it actually like something that you're putting your all into off rip, but you also have the time, took the time and dedication to get certified essentially by having a degree. So it would definitely give you credibility for whatever career path you choose, that's art related or whatever. It will set you apart from other people who don't have that